We've got first images coming in. Viewers, bear with us because these are images and details coming in very, very thick and fast, and we are detailing them in real time for you. The picture on your screen now. First images of suicide bomber Umar. Now, what we're getting from Nazir Masoodi, our colleague on the ground, is that suicide bomber Umar and the man with the car, Amir, who had bought the I-20 from Salman, are actually brothers. Umar, employed as a doctor at Al Falah Medical College. I'm going to ask our reporters to tell us who the man in this picture is in just a moment. Padmaja, there are multiple pictures coming out in front of us. This is said to be a picture of Umar, who now we learn is a brother of Amir, the man holding that key to the I-20 in that picture that's been going viral since yesterday. Nazir Masoodi, our Kashmir bureau chief, is on the ground. He's actually at Amir's residence right now. The family is understandably not willing to come out with any details at this point of time. But the first image of suicide bomber Umar, who we can now say, with information coming out in front of us, is the brother of Amir. Not just an associate, but a brother of Amir, is the information we're getting at this point.
And that Umar is employed at Al Falah Hospital, the same hospital in Faridabad from where Muzammil was arrested and from where 2,900 kgs of explosive material, including ammonium nitrate, timer, batteries, have all been recovered. So, is this how the loop seems to be closing at this point? Multiple pictures, two pictures of Umar right now on your screen. The first picture that we showed you of him with glasses on. Now another picture of him in a blue shirt. Who are the various people who we can now identify, Vishnu? These names now seemingly tying in with each other. Here is what the family is saying, that the man who was seen holding a key with the I-20, he is Amir. Amir and Umar apparently are brothers, possibly cousins of each other. Muzammil, a doctor at Al Falah Hospital in Faridabad, and Umar, also a doctor at the same hospital. Vishnu.
So let's just, for the benefit of our viewers, make this very, very simple. How did the car, or how were the police able to identify who owned the car? The ownership documents of the car went from a Salman to an Ahmed to a Tariq to an Umar. It appears now that Umar, who is also believed to be the bomber in this case, may be related in some way, shape or form with Amir. Whether they're brothers or cousin brothers is something that we need to actually see. The other key people in this, and they're all doctors, that's very, very significant because all of the people involved very educated. Firstly, Dr. Ahmed Mohiuddin Syed, a doctor in Gandhinagar. He was apparently producing ricin, that's a poison which can be dispersed in the air. Dr. Mujammil Shakil, he was the one in that Faridabad home, or he owned or was associated with that Faridabad home, where 3 tons of bomb-making material, including hundreds of kilos of ammonium nitrate, was recovered. Then there's a doctor called Ahmed Rathir. He was picked up from Saharanpur in Uttar Pradesh. This is a doctor who was seen distributing or putting up posters of the Jaish-e-Mohammad. He was further investigated. And then there was at the Government Medical College in Anantnag a locker where an automatic rifle was found along with bullets and things. He's also been arrested. Dr. Shaheen Shahid, who allowed Shakil to store ammunition and an assault rifle in her car. So there are all of these people over here. All of them are doctors, highly educated. But I think the key point, and I want to mention this once again, is that all of them have been arrested. And the fact that they've been arrested and the fact that they were arrested several days back means that the investigation had gone to a very, very far extent, by which time they were able to make this bust in Faridabad. And it does appear, as we've been reporting for the last couple of hours, that Umar, the person who owned the I-20 vehicle, the person who was affiliated with this entire network, panicked perhaps, got into that car, drove to this area. At about 3 p.m. in the afternoon, the vehicle was seen parked at a parking lot. And after about 6:30 p.m., closer to 6:50 p.m., he'd come onto the road and he triggered an explosion in that I-20 vehicle approximately 200 meters behind me. 10 people, we are told, have lost their lives. Several others have been injured. But there are the mangled remains of more than 20 cars, is what I was told yesterday. I've been reporting over here till about 1 a.m. or 12:30 last night. What has changed this morning is that there are screens behind us which the investigators have placed. Behind that, you've got tents which have been put, and the investigators continue with their work. The other key development, of course, is the belief that ammonium nitrate fuel oil was actually used in this. Ammonium nitrate fuel oil is something which is commonly used in the mining industry and is relatively easily available, though it is still under tabs. But if that is the case, then a lot of questions would be asked on how so many, such large volumes of this explosive were actually taken by these terrorists.
Absolutely. The amount of explosives recovered is stunning. 2,900 kgs of that explosive yesterday recovered from various spots in Faridabad, and in all of that, this Al Falah hospital seems to be emerging as a key spot. And you have reported actually on both of the stories, Aditya, speaking at length about the radicalization that took place, the doctors whose names are emerging, Muzammil arrested, a doctor at Al Falah hospital. He was connected with Adil Ahmed Radar. Now he is believed to be also connected to Umar, who also in turn was working at Al Falah. The commonalities now emerging, and the NIA may take over the Delhi terror attack case. Officially, the NIA will take over the investigation. So far, it has been conducted by the Delhi Police Special Cell, the District Police and the Jammu and Kashmir Police, after links between the Delhi blast and the Jaish-e-Mohammed terror module have emerged. Now the NIA is going to take over the investigation, and there are so many more angles to probe, especially that of a nationwide radicalization and a pan-India terror module. Aditya.
Well, Padmaja, the details that are trickling in are as complex as they are stunning, really. This is perhaps for the first time that the Jaish-e-Mohammed and terror groups have used doctors for execution of a terror crime, that too in the heart of the national capital in New Delhi. While yesterday a huge haul of explosives and ammunition was recovered from Faridabad in Haryana at a very interior village, but at the same time there was a huge blast that took place just meters away from where I'm standing at Red Fort. Of course, at least 10 people have died, and there are 20 others who are injured in this terror attack that took place outside the Red Fort. And this brings the memories of what happened in 2005, 2008 and 2011 in the national capital. Over the last 14 years, we haven't seen the kind of a blast that took place yesterday here outside the Red Fort in the old city area, very close to the popular Chandni Chowk and the Gauri Shankar temple. So, of course, the Delhi police, the NIA and other investigative agencies are piecing together each evidence, each crucial link that is coming together. It was 26 days ago that for the first time J&K police came to know through intelligence sources about the nexus of the Jaish-e-Mohammed module, which was working very closely for terror attacks in national capital and perhaps other areas as well. And that's when different teams were sent to Delhi, Saharanpur and Haryana to nab and locate who these people were from Kashmir who were working on this Jaish-e-Mohammed module. There were several arrests that were made till now. About 7 to 8 arrests have been made as part of this Jaish-e-Mohammed module. But yesterday, Umar Mohammed managed to escape when he came to know that his close associate Muzammil, Shaheen, Shahid and others were in fact arrested. There is a CCTV footage that NDTV has also accessed indicating how he entered New Delhi from Faridabad. There is a possibility that 1 or 2 accomplices could have been with him at that particular time, but when he reached the Red Fort, he was alone, and either he got a direction to act the way he did, or perhaps in panic, in utter desperation, he acted, and even before he could reach his target, the blast took place at the Subhash Chowk red light where the casualties were reported. Now, soon enough, the NIA will be taking over the investigation from the Delhi police, but the Delhi police special cell and other agencies will be working actively along with the J&K police also to piece together, because remember, there are crucial links including Tariq and Amir who are in Kashmir Valley, who are being interrogated at this particular stage in Srinagar at the cargo. And apart from that, there could be other members of the module who are involved in the radicalization and the terror conspiracy who could be still on the run. Remember, it's not just, the buck does not stop just at Amir, Umar Said and others, there could be a possibility of other doctors who could be involved, and that's why there are multiple teams of Delhi police in Haryana, in Uttar Pradesh and many other areas trying to locate the other members of this module.
There's, one thing is very clear, and I want to weigh my words very carefully as we bring you this broadcast, but it is very clear from what Vishnu, Padmaja, Aditya and I are reporting this morning that India is under attack. There are patterns that are emerging that are making it very clear that this is not a one-off. There are clear linkages between the arrests that have been made. 5 doctors have been arrested. That in itself is not a coincidence. A big module with almost warlike stores level of explosives have been recovered. Assault rifles, combat weapons, communication sets, etc. have also been recovered. And the modus operandi of this entire case in Delhi makes it very clear that this was possibly a larger conspiracy. Remember, Aditya Raj Kaul, our internal security editor, was the first to report that this is being investigated as a terror incident. That lack of clarity has evaporated overnight. This is Delhi 10/11 terror attack. It is not being seen as anything else at that point of time. And Vishnu, no surprise therefore that this is now being investigated and taken up by the NIA. The Delhi Special Cell will obviously be assisting in the entire investigation, but the NIA leads, which means it is a complete terror case that is being looked at. Every aspect of what we've brought out so far indicates that as well. 10 minutes to go for that big high-level meeting at the Home Ministry, Vishnu.
You're quite right, and I'm really waiting to see what the Home Minister eventually says, either in a statement or in a press release, because that'll give you a clear idea of where they are, not just in terms of the investigations where we do expect some sort of updates, but also in terms perhaps of where India is going with this, and what is the larger picture over here. Are there any linkages to Pakistan which have already been looked at or which they are willing to express at this juncture? We do know that terrorism emanates from Pakistan. The Jaish-e-Mohammed clearly involved over here. The fact that they've got so many people that they've been interrogating for a while, it just goes to show how, how close they were to actually preventing this from taking place. And for me, Shiv and Padmaja and Aditya, the abiding sort of thought over here is that, it's such a horrific attack which has taken place, but the fact is the police and the investigators were on the right lead. They busted Anantnag, they busted the Gujarat link, they busted Faridabad, and they came so close to actually shutting this all down when that one man, Umar Mohammed, a key accomplice to that group, got out into that car and triggered this blast. They were so close to busting this entirely without the loss of life. But that said, the fact that we've actually broken this group, hopefully that there are no further accomplices who may be immediately active, is something that's very, very important indeed.
All of us